Component 1, Aim A, Exploring Enterprise. This time we're going to look at measuring business performance and how they do that. Don't look all shock-horrored that considering there are 6 things to write down, that they're actually quite straightforward. We're looking at the purpose of enterprises. So you've got to click on the link at the top. That takes you to lesson 1 of component 1 Aim A, and you can boil it down to 6 main things about why enterprises exist. So if you scoot along to 1 minute 43, you'll probably find all the answers there.
This is because the owners of the enterprise are often making money for themselves or their family. The second is to survive. A lot of enterprises fail within the first year. Therefore, enterprises need to make sure that they prepare themselves for higher costs than expected. It might not have as much customers as they would like, and it might not be attracting sufficient numbers of customers. Enterprises can also plan to expand. This could include moving to a new location, increasing their customers, being involved in a different type of market, and offering additional service to existing customers. They can also focus on maximising sales. This is where they try to make as many sales as possible and making sure each sale is worth as much as possible. All enterprises need to do this, but it's especially important for SMEs as they are trying to survive and make a profit, which can be difficult when they are starting out. Being environmentally friendly and ethical is also something that's really important. They will need to run their enterprise in a way that is sustainable and ethical. Ideally, they should think about where their materials come from and the effect on the environment of removing them, the workforce they use, making sure working conditions, and also that they adhere to the necessary ethical standards. The last purpose is providing a voluntary or charitable service. You've learnt that many SMEs are set up to make a profit and are in the private sector. However, some SMEs are set up to provide a charity or voluntary contribution to local communities or causes. These SMEs are often called social enterprises because they have a social interest and impact.
Your next link is for lesson 3 of component 1 Aim A, just to help direct you to where you can help get the information. You've got 3 questions here, and this is about measuring the survival of the business. Now obviously you can't measure about making a living from a business, so we're going to look at what 4 things would actually say you are using your business to demonstrate you are making a living from your business. So we're going to do question 3 the other way around. And then question 4, what does sales volume mean and what 2 things are involved? So the link is above, it's lesson 3, component 1 Aim A, and each of the questions has got an advisory point where you should go in the video to help you with the answers.
Measuring survival is based on the number of years an enterprise is traded. The first 5 years of a business are usually the most challenging. The longer an enterprise trades for, the more successful it has been. Okay, so the question to you is, why might it be hard for businesses to survive in the first few years? Think about why most businesses fail. Well, it's because they don't have enough cash flow in their business. And also, when you set up a new business, a lot of people don't have a lot of money, so they use their own assets to set up the business, which is obviously a big risk. So it's hard for businesses to survive financially because 1, it's taking a big risk, and 2, they often put a lot of their personal assets into the business. Comfortable life. So this could be something like, if an entrepreneur has a good way of life, then they're going to be more happy in their job, which means that they're going to perform better, those kinds of things. Sales volume is the number of sales that have been made. This can be measured through the number of customers or transactions taking place. The sales value is the amount each customer spends. The higher the value, the more likely it is that the enterprise is doing well. Enterprises often have objectives of increasing the value of sales per customer. This is one way to be more successful. Can you think of a sales objective an enterprise might set itself? An example of this could be to increase sales for the next year by a certain amount, or to increase the number of customers that come through the door, or it could be to try and increase the amount each customer spends.
The link above takes you to Lesson 3, Component 1, Aim A, and you've got your final 3 questions about measuring the business performance. So we're looking at measuring market share, we're looking at measuring profit of a business and the simplest way to measure profit of a business, and the customer satisfaction. Obviously a difficult area to measure, but we're going to look at how it actually contributes to a business's reputation. Again, the question gives you an indication where on the video to help get your answers.
That an enterprise controls. For example, if an enterprise has £10,000 worth of a business per year of the car washing market in an area where the market is worth £100,000 per year, they have 10% of that market. What I would like you to do is find the market share that Apple has in the phone industry. You should be able to find this really easily on Google. Measuring profit shows the success of an enterprise. There are many different liquidity ratios you need to measure this. As profits go up, the enterprise measures success. However, it is also important for an enterprise to have enough cash available. An enterprise can sometimes find itself in a situation where it is making healthy profits in the long term, but there is not enough cash in the business short term. I've written the key formulas down on the slide. So profit equals sales revenue minus total costs. Total cost is fixed cost plus variable cost, and sales revenue equals units sold times selling price. This is component 3 A and B work. But what I would want you to do is I want you to try and use it for this lesson. So for the next slide, you've got an activity. I want you to write down the key formulas so that you can use them for the next activity. The reputation of a business can help an SME work out if it's successful or not. If the enterprise is doing well, it is likely to have a good reputation and customers will tell their friends and family to use their services. If customers are unhappy and tell others, it may lead them to avoiding the enterprise. This could lead to a decrease in sales and cause serious problems for the business.